Hey, what's up, guys? Chris here, and today I'm going to bring you guys your UFC 203 review for the show from September 10th, 2016. And I was actually at this event live. It was up in Cleveland, only about an hour and a half away from me. Absolutely awesome time, absolutely awesome experience. It was just electric from the moment we got in, really. Really cool. Just the whole UFC spectacle experience. This is my first like mixed martial arts just like event, in terms of even mainstream, with this magnitude and everything. It was absolutely awesome. Worth every cent, worth every penny. It makes it better that the outcomes went the way I wanted on most of the stuff. So even if they didn't, I mean, overall, it would have been absolutely crazy. But wow, awesome time. Um, I'll go. Let's go. We'll go through the card, and then I'll sort of like break down my experience. If you guys can't even tell, like I lost my voice. My voice is gone. Um, that main event was. Whew, I've never heard that many people that loud in my life. So let's just talk. Let's go through the main card, and then I'll sort of like talk a little about the experience and everything after. So main card is what I kind of took notes on. I tried to take notes, um, based from where we were sitting and everything. And I did want to enjoy myself, enjoy the event, and I was doing my best to take the notes I could. I'll tell you what though, these fucking fights helped me out with some of the first round or early second round finishes. Um, but let's get into the first bout. Jessica Andrade. Uh, God, it's so hard to pronounce some of these names sometimes. It's weird because there's like a DE at the end of her name as opposed to like a G, which I think it's how you should pronounce it. But yeah, Jessica versus Joanne Calderwood. And first round, Jessica came out throwing some nice combos. She lands two big takedowns. She landed the one and then she lifted up Joanne and then fucking hit a power bomb. Like what the fuck? Some nasty ground and pound, was throwing some really good hammer fists. Her side control throughout was doing really well, and then she ended up finishing with the transition to a deep guillotine. 4 minutes and 30 seconds of the first round. So Jessica Andrade getting the victory. She's been fucking lighting it up. Strawweight, division. She's just been shooting through everyone. So see big things from her. Going in after that, bantamweight bout between Uriah Faber and Jimmie Rivera. First round, Faber came out with some leg kicks, but Rivera throughout the round was throwing some really good combos, and he was just outboxing Faber throughout the whole round. I had Rivera up 10-9. Round two, Faber caught Rivera with a low blow at one point. And then Rivera just kept outboxing him. He started throwing the leg kicks a little bit more. And it was really maybe about halfway through round two is where he threw a leg kick that absolutely dropped Faber. And from that point on, I mean, he consistently, started throwing leg kicks to Faber's leg. Just absolutely picked him apart. And it was a little hard to tell from where we were, but it looked like Faber had something. I think it was like right above his knee. I don't know if it was just bruising or or if it was some like real bad damage or something, but his leg looked fucked. And I mean, he looked like he had some issues putting even pressure on that leg. So I had Rivera 20, Faber 18. And then going into round three, Faber came out, swinging for the fences. He knew he was down. Rivera started throwing the leg kicks, slowed Faber down. Faber ended up eye poking Rivera. So I don't know. Friend of mine was debating. The friend I went with was debating if it was intentional or not. But I mean, regardless, Rivera came out of that with some really good exchanges, went back to some leg kicks, and then, I just feel like he took the round. He took the fight, 30-27, and the judges agreed with me, too, so your winner, unanimous decision, Jimmie Rivera. Not really much else to say about that. He just outperformed Faber, Uriah Faber. So, all right, let's get into what a lot of people will talk about the most. Between this and the main event, maybe. But CM Punk, Micky Gall, welterweight bout. Wow. Being a wrestling fan, I was, of course, supporting CM Punk. Since 2006, I've been a Punk fan. It's been 10 years now. So, did I expect him to win? No, not a chance in fucking hell. Just wow, the inexperience, that you just can't learn overnight from what he did. He came in with like nothing, not even sparring sessions. And Micky Gall's been doing this since he was 16. Micky Gall's been doing this for 7 years. He's had 2 pro fights, a couple amateur fights, and then on top of that, all the experience prior to that, what is he 23? I don't know. But anyways, massive age gap. I think it was a 14-year age gap. Punk's like 37, I want to say. Yeah, he's 37. So, yeah, it was not. Just logically, he was not going to be able to make up for that lack of inexperience in a year and 9 months. 2 years. So, yeah, I did not expect Punk to win whatsoever. I was saying, which I think most people kind of were, but I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to much out there, social media and stuff like that. I can't, to an extent. Sometimes it's just frustrating. There's some really dumb people out there, and one of the things was it would be like a personal win if Punk lasted a round, just like a personal W. He survived, was sort of type deal, and even that was a reach. Like, I didn't think he was probably even going to go a minute, But I was saying, yeah, if he lasted a round, personally, it's a win, Even if he doesn't win, that would probably be best case scenario for him. Best case scenario, getting the W. Second best, making it a round. Not getting demolished, not getting abused in the ring, in the octagon. So, and all right, so let's go ahead and let's get into it. First round, Punk came out trying to put the pressure on Micky Gall. Okay, well, hold up. Before we even get into that, from just being there live and all of that, the atmosphere was absolutely incredible. Micky Gall's entrance was weird, not expecting that. I was not into that. Hey, Micky, you're so fine. Whatever. Shout out to him, I guess, but not my taste. Punk came out to, of course, cult of personality, what he used in the E. So that was really cool. Just the whole him walking down. He had his jacket on, the hood over him, the sleeves rolled up, oh my God, just the whole entrance, him, getting into the octagon and everything, soaking in it. I mean, it just reminded me of some of the good times, watching him perform, in terms of wrestling, pro wrestling. Just I wish he was still doing it, man. Just not enough people have that. That just type of gravity where they can just pull everyone, get all the eyes on them. You know what I mean? And just that superstar feel, that he got, being a pro wrestler and all that. I don't know. Just it makes me miss him being there and just watching him come out and everything, at 203, just made me think, damn, he should still be there. You know what I mean? In the WWE. I mean, shout out to him for doing what he wants. I will never take anything away from anybody who does what they want, as long as they're not like killing another person. Life's short. It really is. If you're not doing what you're doing, if you're not doing things to make yourself happy, then why are you here? What purpose do you serve if you're not making yourself happy, doing what you want to do? Logically speaking, as long as you're not killing somebody else, or committing murder, you know what I mean, or crimes. But, in the sense of him chasing a dream, if this is what he really wants, shout out to him. Never take anything away from anyone who wants to do what they love. If you want to be a teacher, be a teacher, If you want to be an MMA fighter, be an MMA fighter. If you want to be a pro wrestler, be a pro wrestler. Who am I to sit here and say, no, I don't have the right to do that. Nobody has the right to do that, no matter what you want to think. You may have an opinion, you may disagree and say it's not a good idea, but to just tell someone, no, it's not, I don't believe in that. So, yeah, just the atmosphere, everything. He came out, got a huge pop. Damn, flashbacks with that song and him coming out, man, damn. And that was probably as good as it got, because let's get into it. First round, Micky Gall came out, Punk came out, CM Punk came out looking really tall. He came out trying to put the pressure on Micky, which I think his corner was telling him to do before going in. But yeah, Punk came out really tall. His center of gravity wasn't low. It was up in his chest. He didn't have a firm base at all. This is just like rookie mistake number one. You know what I mean? Like, this is where he fucked up. And this was the end. So with all that, he came out as tall as a fucking tree. Micky in the post-fight conference was talking about how he wanted to stand with Punk and throw hands. And as soon as Punk came out like that, Micky's like instinct took over, and I think he was saying that he ended up going for the takedown, which he landed. What Micky didn't point out in his press conference that he just instinctively did was throw a feint that Punk raised his hands for. Punk bit in, he took the bait, hook, line, sinker. His hands were really up at this point, his entire, oh my God, dude, you couldn't have wanted a more ideal takedown scenario, you know what I mean? Like, pointing this out, this is like as good as it can get for anybody. So Micky Gall takes him down, started throwing some vicious fucking ground and pound, gave CM Punk some of that cauliflower ear, fucked his world up, dude. He was looking like a killer. He at one point he was going for a crucifix. Punk was doing an okay job of defending Micky's rear naked choke attempt. Punk had given up his back around this point. He did an okay job of defending. It wasn't great. I mean, he was trying to survive. He was working, the wrist control and stuff. Mickey threw some more vicious punches, locked in the rear naked choke. Punk had nowhere to go but to tap. Micky Gall won 2 minutes and 13 seconds of the first round. Punk took this loss like a champ, very humble. Not much more to really say about that. I think it's what I went with Tom. If you guys have seen some of the earlier videos, Rookery Rumble, or he was on a couple Raw reviews, I think, but we were talking because him and I went, and he was saying that they're gonna cut Punk, or put him on like one of their other random fight promotions on their Fight Pass. And I was thinking, I don't know, because it just feels like there's still some more money to be made with the name value alone. Obviously, it's not going to be, the build, the excitement, all that stuff. What we got, at the event and everything, that's all gone. All the questions and stuff. Now we know, he looked like crap. So there's going to be less of a want, I guess, to see him fight. I could see them putting him on like a Fight Pass event and have him somewhat be, somewhere on the main card, if, opener or something like that, or second fight. And try and draw some Fight Pass buys. That's what I think's the best case scenario. They'll probably give him at least one more fight, and then if he loses that, I don't know what they do. I would fucking tell him to go back to Ring of Honor or to PWG, but I don't know if he'll do that. So. Anything else? I'm trying to think to myself of anything else I really want to touch on with this. The possible, and I'm here to give you guys, the analysis, the review, and some different mindsets to take away from, I guess, from the whole situation. There was something floating around, if this was just UFC and Dana White's way to throw a pro wrestler into the octagon and let him get his ass beat, feed him to the sharks, because of some of the tension between pro wrestling fans and MMA fans over the last year. It seems like they've been getting into it, which I don't understand. One's scripted, choreographed. Actors doing their own stunt work, entertainment, and the others real life competition, with as real as it can get. So there's, just the most distinct difference between the two. I don't understand some of these dumb pro wrestling fans. Let me rephrase that. I don't understand some of these dumb WWE fans. Who decide to come at, UFC guys left and right. They just don't have a leg to stand on in terms of the realistic and realism to it, because one's obviously real, the other's actors doing their own stunt works, entertainment. I don't know, I don't get it. Then they sound like idiots. So there's the idea that this could possibly be, their version of saying, here's the WWE guy, and here's, an MMA guy and Micky Gall who has 2 pro fights or whatever, which in reality he's got 7 years of experience, but and he completely waxed him in the octagon. So this could be them making an example out of CM Punk. He could have been used in this situation. There's that idea going around out there. And I mean, if you guys feel that way, that's great. If you don't, I'm just I'm just pointing it out because there's always a possibility of that. So, and also, I was saying at the end of this, I looked over to Tom and I said, "This is a great example of what Brock Lesnar did, and how incredible it was for him to do that, for Brock to do what he did in the heavyweight division. But I mean, Brock came in with one fight." Of course, he had the amateur wrestling background, but he came in with one fight against fucking Frank Mir, who I mean, Savage Alert, DJ Khaled out there, Savage Alert. That was, for what Brock to do what he did, with very little experience also. He had a little more than Punk, of course, but still, very little experience. Just the raw talent and the athleticism and just, everything about Brock, for him to do that, is just unfucking heard of. That people don't fucking do what Brock Lesnar did. Punk tried to do that. He's not going to do that. I don't think there's a chance in hell. But I mean, that just goes to show what Brock did was absolutely fucking incredible. Is Brock one of the greatest? In terms of technique and stuff? No, hell, fucking no. But just for him to go into the division and conquer how he did, and become the champion, with little experience based on just his talent and athleticism is just fucking crazy. So, yeah, there's that. And I think that's about it. All I really wanted to touch on. CM Punk, Micky Gall. Looking forward to Micky Gall's next fight. Hoping to see him. I could see him potentially opening a pay-per-view. Maybe around like 206. He said the post-fight that he wanted to fight at 205. But, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think 205 is too close. I think 206 more likely. Just, going for that. All right, so heavyweight bout between Fabricio Werdum against Travis Browne. First round, fucking... Oh, my God. I almost looked down, too, for a second. Thank God I didn't. Just out of fucking nowhere, Werdum came running across the fucking octagon with a flying kick. Jesus Christ, was that fucking crazy. I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do. He got most of it too. He connected. Jesus, that was nasty. He started throwing some good combos. He goes for a fucking a rolling front kick. What the fuck was Werdum trying to do? This was crazy. He was clearly going for some spectacular finish. And I think it was when Werdum was, he just came off a couple punches, and it looked like Travis was trying to, just block open hand, when one of the punches, and it seemed like that Werdum dislocated one of Browne's fingers, and Browne goes running over to the ref, calling for a timeout, or to stop the fight or something. Everyone was like, what the fuck's going on? He goes over to the trainers and stuff. It looked like they were going to try and put his finger back in place or try it. And he was like, no, I'll fucking do it. And he continued on with the fight, which I don't think was the best decision. But Werdum ended up putting him against the cage, through a couple good lefts. Werdum set up a feint followed by left, knocking Travis down. Started throwing a bunch of mean right hands. goes for the sleeper. Travis got out of it, and then just some more ground and pound from Fabricio. So, end of round one, I had Werdum up 10-8. Browne really didn't do much throughout the entire round after dislocating that finger. Round two, Werdum was landing some good body shots. He did enough basically to maintain control of the fight. And then Travis, he really wasn't doing much. His right hand, I was pointing out, was just essentially useless. There was going to be no power behind it with that dislocated finger. It would hurt him. It would hurt Travis more to put some power into it, hitting Werdum, than Werdum taking the shot, in exchange. So that right hand was just about useless. Round three, though, Travis started actually throwing some leg kicks to the body, some body shots. He was letting his hands go a little near the end of the round, and Werdum was trying to go for some fancy finishes. He was really just coasting throughout this third round. I was gonna say, round two I had Werdum up 20-17. Round three I had Werdum 29, Browne 27. I gave the round to Browne at the end of three. And your winner by unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-27, and 30-27 was Fabricio Werdum. A lot of people were painting the picture. This was basically, like a number one contendership winner gets, either Stipe or Overeem. I don't know. After the way that Fabricio kind of just coasted through rounds 2 and 3. If that's really going to be the case, as opposed to Cain Velasquez. I would prefer to see Cain. Thinking about it, coming out of there, I was leaning a little more towards Werdum getting a shot against Stipe again. But I don't know. Going back and through the performance and everything, taking 12 hours to soak it in and everything, I think Cain should be next in line, to be honest. I think, personally, that's the fight I would want to see. But, let me know how you guys feel about that. Let's go ahead and let's move on, though, to the main event of the evening. And Stipe Miocic versus Alistair Overeem, UFC Heavyweight Championship. Absolutely crazy. Overeem coming out and getting booed out of the building. Stipe came out to MGK, and my God, the roof came off the place when he made his way out. It was absolutely electric. Going into this first round, Overeem came out circling. Stipe was following him. I got worried for a minute. I thought Overeem was going to end up baiting Stipe in. Catching him with like a front kick or something. He ended up dropping him with a big left, though. It was funny, actually, because Tom was talking about how he said right before the fight started, he said it'd be a very Cleveland thing for Stipe to lose in the first 30 seconds after all of that. And I was like, yeah, it'd be a Cleveland thing to do, lose like that. And he got dropped with his left. And I was like, well, Jesus Christ, why did you have to say that? Because I thought it was about to happen. Overeem started looking for a guillotine, and he started, it looked like he had it in, and he was starting to, sit back with it, but Stipe did a good job of slipping and getting out of that. He escaped. Back on their feet, Stipe was landing, he landed a good left, followed by a right, left to the head, left to the body. Stipe with the front kick, and he had Overeem against the cage at this point. After that, though, Overeem goes for a side kick to the leg, but Stipe ends up picking the ankle. He catches him. Overeem he tries to get out of it. Stipe takes him down, though. And then Stipe started teeing off on Overeem with these massive fucking nuclear bombs of fists right on his fucking head. It was absolutely lethal. The building came off the place when he started teeing off on Overeem. It was nasty, dude. Nasty fucking ground and pound. And the ref stepped in and called the fight. The place fucking exploded. The Quicken Loans Arena was absolutely done at this point, dude. I lost my voice. My God, the excitement level was phenomenal. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Just thinking about it, my God, was that epic. Stipe's got some crazy fucking knockout power, guys. He's the real fucking deal. That's why I want to see him and Kane. I think that would be a hell of a fucking fight after watching this. And I think they could make that happen around like 206, maybe sometime in January, February. It was Stipe said in the press in the fight after, he wanted some time off, which I don't know if he just needs a bit of a break, newly becoming the champ and all that, all the different types of media you got to do that's required and all that. I don't know if he just wants a little break away from that, or if he's just trying to like stall his title reign. You know what I mean? It could be a number of things. So I thought that was kind of like, that was a little eye-catching that he wanted some time off. When he said that, though, I was thinking he may not fight again until February, March-ish, if that's the case. So I don't know if they could hold off Kane for that long. So I don't know what they would do. I don't know. But wow, what a fucking epic main event. What an epic show. From top to bottom, it was awesome. Just a hell of an experience. So that's the review analytic part of the video. I'm going to talk a little bit about the experience if you guys wanted to know. Cleveland, hour and a half away from me. Not that bad of a drive. It was funny because I got to saw CM Punk's last WWE match live, Pittsburgh at the Rumble when they were at the Console Energy Center, which was about an hour for me. So I'm like right in the middle of both. And I was joking around that I watched his first and only last UFC fight. He'll probably get another shot, but it's just crazy, with those two cities right next to me. Huge differences too that I noticed right away. Like the everything about the Quicken Loans Arena was nice. Getting in there was a breeze with the tickets and everything. Finding our seats, no problem whatsoever. It was really nice. Where we were 200s, so like we went down a flight, and it was really cool with all the different merch stands that they had, and they had the Cavs like room where you can go in, and all the different types of Cavaliers merchandise was awesome, but it was like they had like little mini restaurants as opposed to like the concession stands, with this typical building, which was really cool about the Quicken Loans. I mean, just the whole atmosphere of UFC and all that stuff there was awesome. They did a really good job. No real complaints, to be honest. It was just phenomenal. The whole experience, definitely worth the money. I would love to go back, and I think when they got different fighters, like with the different foreign fighters, Brazilian fighters, will fight in Brazil and so on and so forth. I feel like with Stipe, they should have him fight in Cleveland. Like, make that a staple of him, you know what I mean? Make his fights in Cleveland. I think that would be fucking phenomenal. With the type of reaction and stuff he got, he felt like a fucking megastar. It was awesome. It was just great, I would love if they would do that, more with him. With his title fights, or if he's in the main event and stuff like that, that would be so cool. If give Cleveland more UFC events. I know they said that they would be way more open, I guess, to coming back if there weren't some of those elevator issues, which I didn't really know happened. So we get there around like 6:30, 6:20, 6:30ish, and we're sitting down and stuff. And I thought the Fight Pass prelims were going to start around 7. They usually do. They didn't in this case. Sometimes they even start at 6, and I'm not even lying. Because the gates opened at 5:30. So there were a number of fights that like just got canceled that didn't happen. Like there were only 10 fights total. 1 on Fight Pass, 4 on Fox Sports 1, and then 5 on the pay-per-view. But aside from that, Yeah, so I was expecting at least some stuff at 7. We only got the one prelim on the Fight Pass. Shout out to Yancey, by the way. He absolutely killed it. And then shout out to Lentz, and then for his fight, and then shout out to Jessica. She took the L, hometown favorite, by split decision though. But quick little shout outs. But yeah, no. So I guess there was an elevator incident that went down, and a couple people got hurt. CB Dalloway got hurt. Yeah, it was some faulty injury, some injury related to a faulty elevator. Um, and there were a couple other fights that on the card that didn't happen. Um, Sorry for the just silence, but let me point out: fight of the night, Stipe and Overeem, and then performance of the night was Jessica Andrade and or Andrade and Yancey Medeiros. I'm sorry if I botched their names. I am the absolute worst with names. You could have told me a name like 10 minutes ago, and then I would look at it and still fuck it up somehow, some way. I am the absolute worst with names. Just for if you guys ever want to know why I botch names like all the time. Oh my god, I am the worst. So, but anyways, yeah. So a ton of stuff got cut, I guess, or a couple fights at least. Um, but the atmosphere, the change in atmosphere from Fox Sports to the main card was incredible. The everything from the intro video packages and stuff, to buffer, we are live on pay-per-view, and oh my god, it was just so incredible watching that live, being there, in Cleveland, with all of that going on, with all the fights and stuff, it was just awesome. It was just an amazing atmosphere, dude. Words can't describe. It was just absolutely fucking incredible. I would do it again. I hope they come around for another Stipe fight, without a doubt. I'd love to see the rest of the card if they would do that, before throwing out money. But I would love to do that experience again. It was great. It was not hard to see. Like, okay, so where we were, where the fighters were coming out, we were on the opposite side of the building. And we were up a little bit. So, but I mean, perfect view of the octagon. Not hard to see the fighters at all. And that was the one beautiful thing about like the Quicken Loans and the Console Energy Center, because those are the two I'm at the most, just because how close they are and everything. Not bad venues at all. Really really nice. You could see the action mostly all the time. Like in terms of the UFC. For this, like when I used to go see wrestling events, usually not a bad seat at all. You can always see the action. I thought the UFC did I wasn't expecting, like I was expecting the Tron, or not really the Tron, but screens and stuff like right above the octagon, but they also had screens in the corners of the arena too, which I didn't even know of, which were really cool. So I mean, you could always see the action somewhere, which was awesome. But yeah, just from start to bottom, it was just a hell of an experience. The spectacle was amazing. I would do it again, and I hope they come around again. I would love to go to another UFC event. It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. I didn't have the luxury of taking the best detailed notes as I have done before, being there live, of course. So I was trying to jot down stuff, in between rounds and the chances I got, during the fight. But I didn't want to like miss out, so that's why I wasn't as detailed as usual. But yeah, just crazy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little experience segment of the show. Yeah, something just fell there. But yeah, it's UFC 203, one I will never forget. Awesome time, awesome time. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys enjoyed my analysis and breakdown. And just, I enjoyed the time we had today talking about this. And it took me a couple times. All right, so here it is. If this sounds choppy at all, if you guys were able to pick that up, shout out to you. I started recording, and I don't know what the fuck happened. Well, I don't know what fucked up on my recording software, but it went 13 seconds and then cut. So I was talking for 5 minutes and then just realized that it wasn't, recording. So I went back and started talking again, and then I had to sneeze at one point. I don't know where it was exactly, but I went to press the mute button on my mic, and I hit it, and then I hit unmute, and I guess it didn't, it must have hit it way too quick or something where it didn't register on the mic. But then I talked for another 15 fucking minutes, and it didn't pick up on my mic. I was still recording, but it was all muted. So, and this was like this tail end of the video, the main event and on. So that sucked. I was pretty fucking pissed. I had to take a break and get my life together. So yeah, it's a little later than what I wanted it to be. It's supposed to I wanted this up probably a couple hours before I end up getting it up. So I'll say that. But thank you guys for bearing with me. It's been fun. I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Stay tuned. A lot of stuff here on the channel. We got NFL Sunday. Got a ton of stuff. I'm going to have all those games up for you guys. Hopefully. I'm going to try. And then there's some wrestling events, throughout this weekend. So going to hope to try and get all those to you guys. And with all that being said, you guys have a good one. I will talk to you guys on the next video.